Europe's history is packed with fascinating events, inventions, and people, but there are some incredible facts that often fly under the radar. Today, we're taking you on a journey through time to uncover 10 mind-blowing facts about European history that you probably didn't know. Let's dive in. 1. Vikings didn't wear horned helmets. That's right. The image of Vikings wearing horned helmets is a myth, popularized by 19th-century opera performances. In reality, there is no historical evidence that Vikings wore such helmets in battle. So, next time you think of a Viking, imagine them without the horns. 2. The Eiffel Tower was almost demolished. Believe it or not, one of the most famous landmarks in the world was almost torn down. The Eiffel Tower was originally intended as a temporary structure for the 1889 World's Fair in Paris. After the fair, it was supposed to be dismantled, but due to its usefulness as a radio tower, it was saved and has remained a symbol of France ever since. 3. England once had a king who ruled for 9 days. England once had a monarch who ruled for just 9 days. Lady Jane Grey, often called the 9 Days Queen, was proclaimed queen after King Edward VI's death in 1553. However, her reign was cut short when Queen Mary I claimed the throne, and Jane was eventually executed. 4. The Black Death changed Europe's economy. The Black Death, which swept through Europe in the 14th century, not only devastated the population but also dramatically changed the economy. With so many people gone, there was a massive labor shortage, giving surviving workers more power to demand higher wages and better working conditions. This economic shift helped end feudalism in many parts of Europe. 5. St. Petersburg was built on a swamp. Russia's beautiful city of St. Petersburg, often called the Venice of the North, was built on a swamp. Peter the Great had a vision to create a city to rival European capitals and began construction in 1703. Despite the harsh climate and soggy ground, the city grew into one of Russia's most important cultural and historical centers. 6. Spain once had an emperor who never set foot in the country. Charles V, the Holy Roman Emperor, ruled over Spain for several years but never actually set foot there. Despite being the ruler of a vast Spanish empire in the 16th century, he spent much of his reign traveling across other parts of Europe and never made it to Spain itself. 7. The first official passport was issued by King Henry V. Did you know that the concept of passports began in Europe? The first official passport was issued by England's King Henry V in the 15th century. It was used as a way for English subjects to prove their identity while traveling abroad. Talk about an old-school travel document. 8. The Tower of London once held exotic animals. The Tower of London didn't just house prisoners, it was once home to exotic animals, too. For over 600 years, the tower had a menagerie of animals gifted by foreign monarchs, including lions, polar bears, and even an elephant. Imagine stumbling upon a lion in London back in the day. 9. The Great Fire of London helped fight the plague. When the Great Fire of London broke out in 1666, it destroyed much of the city. But oddly enough, the fire also helped fight the plague. The fire swept through many of the crowded areas where the plague had been spreading, effectively sanitizing those parts of London. 10. Beethoven's hearing loss didn't stop his music. Ludwig van Beethoven, one of Europe's greatest composers, began losing his hearing in his late 20s. By the time he composed some of his most famous works, he was almost completely deaf. He would even use a pencil to feel the vibrations of the piano while composing. These were just 10 of the countless incredible facts from Europe's rich history that aren't always covered in school. If you enjoyed this video and want more fascinating facts from the past, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.